So the theory of diversification is pretty much up there. Is how do we look at taking from more traditional area of markets and products and push products and services further and further into more diversity. And I think it's something that using our creativity that we have in our industry in abundance, how do we make that play across the commercial world more? So I think this means that we need to be more creative in the widest sense of the meaning of the word, and we also need to be more commercial, understanding our clients' businesses better, but also to understand our own and how we should be being paid for it. So that's what I'm trying to push. If you go back to actually David Patterson, who was one of my predecessors back in 2006, Diversification, the advertising agency of the future, he looked at this. And it's amazing how accurate it was, sort of nearly 10 years ago. Really looking at what will traditional advertising, where will we be in 10 years' time? And as you can see up there, it's very much about brand-influenced editorial, customer-influenced content, where every brand will become a media company, content creator, and distributor. As I say, that's quite how that foresight was pretty strong, and that's what we're all working at the moment. And I think also that came out of a further study was the nature of the game would change. So if you can actually see that up there, we also predicted that the old linear relationship between clients and agencies and media owners would change. That linear relationship is much more multi-dimensional. And it's about complex webs of interrelationships between content, channels, and data. The balance of power would shift, and smart agencies would need to adapt to stay in the middle ground as trusted allies and advisors to our clients, especially when it came to strategy. And we all need to learn to collaborate more when it comes to execution. So working with new, wider competitive set, gaming, television, film and music, and that's what we're all doing, or bringing it more in-house. So if that's what we've all been trying to do, and we're trying to change the sort of model, there are challenges and threats. You know, more and more in the world of content, PR agencies are going more into that space of content. New types of content agencies are coming up. Well, in fact, consumers themselves are creating content. So there are threats, but there's also massive opportunities. And I think the study we did in 2008 as the IPA, 5 revenue streams they saw going forward. The whole area of content creation, that's something we'll definitely be picking up on tonight. Handling data and insight, and then market research and insight in a more sort of always-on rather than retrospective world. And then we had 2 other areas, new products and services enabled by new technologies, and PR word of mouth enabled by social media. So those were some of the things we predicted, and it's quite interesting to see that if you can see that chart, the commercial potential of these new revenue streams, it was deemed that the overall marketing cake would grow by 11%, and 1/4 of total marketing communications expenditure would come not from traditional areas. And how accurate that is now, we need to look at. But that is something that was predicted, and I think that is reasonably accurate in terms of what we are doing now as an industry.